Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene. I am here with a new quilt. I am so excited about this one. We won't be sewing in this first episode. I just want to get it out there so those of you who want to join along can start cutting your fabric. And with the pattern and the instructions, you could go ahead and get started before my next episode, which won't be in a week. I am just going to do it as soon as I'm able to do it. I just want to be able to cut fabric tonight and sew all on my own. And then, before I finish it, I'll show you how I'm putting the blocks together. And, maybe I'll have the next video in a day or two. So anyway, here is the quilt, and it looks complicated. Don't worry, it's very easy. There's only 5 different kinds of blocks that you need to cut, and what is so cool is I tried to incorporate all different sizes, all the way starting at 2-inch squares up to 6.5-inch squares, so you don't need big pieces of fabric for this one. Mine is going to be small, lap quilt size, like 31 by 42, something like that, but that's without a border. I don't include the border on the pattern, but I do think I want to put a border on it. If you want to make this bigger, all you have to do is make more blocks. So instead of doing 3 across by 4 down, you could do 4 across by 5 down. You've got this. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Look at all the pieces. Now there's no sashing. I need my glasses. But I did put some black lines because these are the blocks we're going to create. Right here, here, and here. See, there's 3 across and there's 4 down. So it's really very easy. And there's only 5 size blocks, A, B, C, D, and E. And it's going to give it all a very scrappy look without any sashing. I don't want you to use sashing on this one, even if you feel like it. You can do what you want. And it's so good for just using all different kinds of scraps. Oh, and those of you who have purchased fabric from me, some of you buy my 2-inch squares, you're going to need, where's the paper that says that? You're going to need 80 2-inch squares. So if you have some on hand, hang on to them. You're also going to need some 5-inch squares. Now I sell the Scrappy pre-cuts, which are usually 5 1/4, but that's easy. You just trim them. Sometimes they need to be trimmed anyway when you have them in your stash. They get a little thready. So you can trim those to 5 inches and use those. And then you're also going to need strips that are 2 inches by 6.5, I think. And if you bought my 2 by 10-inch strips, well, you can just cut some off, and then that little piece, you can cut that into some 2-inch squares. And, just a variety of color, a variety of prints. You can even add different fabrics. I'm absolutely going to be using regular quilt cotton and some batik. I'm just going to throw batik in there because I just want that weirdness happening. What else did I want to show you? Oh, yeah. So, for instance, and I give you how many you need of each size, and then we just start with this block, and you're just going to lay out your pieces and sew them together. Like you're going to sew your 2 little 2-inch squares, your 2 A's together, and then you can sew them to the B block, and then you're going to sew the C block to that. So it's something that you can get started on right now. It's very easy. I think the most time-consuming part will just be the cutting, but that's also, to me, the most fun part, especially like going through scraps and saying, ooh, can I get a 3.5-inch block out of this? I don't know. I'm weird. And I'll show you the one that I made because when I did the design for this on the grid, to make those sizes work, I had to have my little squares be 3/4 of an inch instead of an inch. And I was like, I hope I got all my math right. So I did indeed make a block. I believe I made this one down here. Oh, and these blocks, I can't remember if I did 4 different ones or 3 different ones, but then I would just copy and paste them and turn them. Doesn't matter, just do one at a time. And if you want to make this bigger, just, pick any block here that you want and, make more and add another column, make the rows this way and add more down there, whatever. You do whatever you want. Okay, so here's the block I made, and I had picked 2 other little squares, 2-inch squares that didn't make it in here because I showed them to my mother. I showed all the little pieces and said, these are the pieces I'm going to put together. And then by the time I came back, I'd lost 2 of them. I did find them since. One was like practically under her chair and the other one was just in the hallway. All right, so here's what I got. Look, 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 look. And the pieces came out exactly the way they should. Look at this, has like little fishies on it. And I absolutely made sure there was nothing repeating in this block, but I may repeat, like I might have a 2-inch square like this print somewhere in, because I don't want to just be looking for hundreds of different prints. So I will have some repeating, but this is a batik right here. And I just love it so much. Now, one thing that I would like to do one time is to make a seamless scrappy quilt. You know, when we sew all these together, there's, you know, visible places where things don't flow through. But for instance, if we were to make another block under this one and have like this print repeat below it, it would look like, even though there would be a seam, it would look like that went across the line. So I have an idea for another quilt. I don't even know if you know what I'm talking about. You don't have to. I forgive you. What else do I want to tell you? Oh yeah, so the details to get your grubby hands on the pattern and the instructions are down below. And I'm offering it as a PDF file now, my first time in a long time. I had done PDF files a long time ago, and things are so different now that I hope I did it right. People will let me know if I didn't. So you'll be able to print this, and you can also print the instructions. I didn't know how to make that all print as one thing because, I don't know, because I just didn't know. I'll learn as I go. But you can print it out, or you can get a secret link to my blog post where you can just click on the image and then print the image just using your browser's print function or whatever, and you might have to adjust the settings to make it full page, and then you can copy the instructions and paste that on something and then print that way, or just print my whole blog page, whatever. But I hope the PDF file works because I'm going to be happy about that. Is there anything else I need to tell you? I don't know. I'm just very anxious to get started. It was very fun to just even make this block. And I am not going to be fussy at all about trying to make things matchy-matchy. As a matter of fact, I really wanted things to not be matchy-matchy. And, you know, I tried to. It seemed like everything I was picking had a lot of blue and brown, so I just kept looking, and I just, you know, tried to get all different colors, and I really, really like it. Like I said, I let you know how many of each size square you need, and there's only one that's not a square. That's E. E is 2 by 6.5, like a bar, like right here. And yeah, I don't know, kind of funky with all those A's and B's. I have a very hard time doing this. Did something make a noise? I don't know. Just because I use such ancient kinds of software that are not meant to be designing quilts, but I don't like the quilt design kind of software. It doesn't do what I want. So I'm just excited. I think I'll stop now because you can tell I'm very excited and I'm just really anxious to get to my sewing table and start cutting and sewing. I don't think it's going to take me long at all. So maybe one more episode. I would like to put a border on mine to finish it off. I didn't include a border on the pattern because you can just make whatever border you like. I kind of have an idea of what I would like to do, but I just really loved the border, the way it came out on the, what's the last one I just did? The strips and squares batik one with those like squares that like made like a zipper going down. Oh, I just love that quilt so much. It's up for auction right now. Go check it out. I'll link down below to that one. This one will be up for grabs too at some point when I'm done. All right, and I don't think it'll take too long. I'm going to stop talking now because I'm talking a lot. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.